How you doing today? What up, man? I'm gonna let a couple other people come in. What up, family? What's up, Olivia? What up, Taylor, Benjamin? Yeah, Hawk? Thank you for those. But something tragic happened a few days ago, and to be totally honest, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it happened in Oklahoma City, and I stayed in Oklahoma City, that area at some point. It was pretty cool. The weather was a nightmare, but at the end of the day, there was a man that goes by the name of Marquise Littlejohn, right? What up, Liv? Yelly, I'm cool. How about yourself? But at the end of the day, there's a video on YouTube, on the internet. I mean, that's where YouTube is, right? But of a guy screaming, yelling into his camera, yelling at the mother of his children, crying, saying that he stayed with her for 13 years, even though she cheated on him continuously, gave him diseases, and he was being disrespected for a very long time. He was complaining that he just wanted to talk to her in person so she could break up with him in person and look him in the eye. And the whole situation is tragic. But this guy live streaming his children in fear as he announced to the world that he was going to take their lives was just it was so horrible. And the fact that I watched this video probably 4 times just so I could grasp what was actually going on. Hearing that little boy at the beginning, and hearing, I think it was a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Hearing at least the 4-year-old and the 2-year-old, I mean, and the 6-year-old having some kind of idea what was going to happen. Hearing their father go off, feeling that energy off of him, hearing all the profanity before he did what he did, that really turned my stomach, man. But because I was on the job, I couldn't really emotionally comprehend what was going on from the place that I needed to. But now that I think about it, that must have been more terrifying than anything that I've gone through because they don't even know what death is. For real, they might have interpreted something out of church and hearing about heaven and hell and not knowing where they were going to go, things like that. And just knowing that the one person that you held you held to the same standard as a superhero, that person that you looked up to more than anybody in this world, that person that you love, putting this amount of fear inside you must have been just horrible, horrible. He took all 3 of his own children's lives and then proceeded to take his own, all because his girl cheated on him, broke up with him, proceeded to live her life, be active in the streets, and she refused to have a conversation with him. If you're watching this on YouTube, I may or may not put the video in the description, but you have the information, right? His name is Marquise Littleman out of Oklahoma City, and this was he deleted his children, and then he backspaced himself. Horrible. Now, what can we learn from this situation? On this guy's side, we can learn that the worst harm is self-harm. The first time that you discovered that this person was not being faithful to you, anything after that, was self-harm. You did it to yourself. When a woman cheats on you, bro, there's really no going back. And if you're a man and you're watching this and your girl cheated on you and you think everything's back to normal, it's not. It's not. And I want you to, every time that anything happens and you suspect that she's cheating on you, I want you to assume that because you shouldn't be with anybody that cheated on you as a man. Now, I've been cheated on uh, a lot, right? A lot. And it took me to the last time I got cheated on to realize that there's nothing more dangerous to self-love, to the soul, to the mind, than staying with a woman that has cheated on you. If anybody has any questions on why it's different, what's up, Maria? What up, John? There's a difference. There's a double standard. I'm going to speak on that right now because that's not what it's about. Just to give you a small rundown, a man doesn't express his love by committing his body to you. That's not what a man does. That's what women do. If you're a real masculine man, and if you're a woman and you've been with a masculine man, they're not always going to be trying to check up on you in certain ways to make sure that you're not cheating on them. Why? Because we don't, we can't relate to that. Thank you, Smiles. We can't relate to that. That's not something that we have to worry about as far as our love being compromised. Now, with a woman, a lot of women, especially more insecure women, they might joke about you cheating on them. They might ask you. They might put a lot of effort into making sure that you don't do that because that's how they show commitment and express love more than men do. So a lot of people might not understand that, but that's why that standard is there. Because a lot of us can't relate to the opposite sex in a way where we don't understand that we don't our brains and our commitment aren't the same. They don't come from the same place. All right. But if a woman cheats on you, bro, it's over. Don't ever get back with her. Don't trust her with anything, bro. Anything at all. At all. Right? It's done, bro. You can't do anything about that relationship. It's over, bro. It's over. She has no respect for you. She doesn't care if you live or die. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You love her. You gave her your whole life. Y'all got kids. You married her. It's over, bro. Unless you marry her and you're rich, then it's over. Even if you do and you just want to stay married, whatever. But nah, it's over. It's done. So I don't feel bad from that at all. I don't feel bad about the diseases that he contracted from her. I don't feel bad about the pain that he went through. I don't feel bad about any of that. Because if you didn't know, but you kept putting yourself that you already knew what you were feeling, you already knew all the paranoia that you were going through. You already knew that it would have been easier for you to leave than for you to stay. So I have no sympathy for that dude, at all. But at the end of the day, he was showing signs that he was capable of doing things like this. Now, I made horrible mistakes in my life where I threatened people. I threatened people's lives. I threatened people's loved ones' lives. And now that I'm seeing this, he probably he showed signs. If he went to this extent, he showed signs for sure that this was a large possibility, that this could happen, and he had the capability of deleting his own children and backspacing himself. And if you think he did, then you're a goddamn fool. You're a fool. Seeing how he reacted, seeing how he was holding back his tears, you see how he couldn't even cry. He was about to he was about to never do anything for the rest of his life because he was about to take his own life. But he still felt the need to hold his tears, and he still felt like he needed to be so hard and gangster. After how you're expressing yourself, you might as well cry, bro. So you would rather look tough for the camera when people are going to hate you for generations to come because you are about to delete your own children, but you're still worrying about people thinking you're pussy. You see, just that alone lets me know that his ass was crazy and he didn't make any qualms about expressing it on a day-to-day basis. But you still let this nigga nut in you, not once, not twice, but 2 years and 9 months ago, the third time. You need to get your ass beat too. Now, it's not the mother's fault that really, it's not the mother's fault that she kept cheating on his ass. I'm trying to be respectful of the dead, you know. Above all, what he did was horrible. But my spiritual beliefs do not allow me to disrespect the dead. It's a moral thing, it's everything. And spiritually, energetically, it's just not good for the soul. I'm not gonna say R.I.P. to him. I don't know, dude. That's not my homie. We never smoked blunt together. We never got drunk. I don't know, dude. Never met him. Never have. Never will. Right? But at the end of the day, it's really not her fault that she kept cheating on him if she did it once. If she did it one time and he kept her and took her back, it was already up. It was already over. He was probably paying the bill. He was probably providing, probably a decent father up until then, you know. But at the end of the day, why did you? What was just so attractive about this dude? You don't understand. What I don't understand about people is, in these situations, you don't. You never had a thought in your mind like, huh, this dude could possibly take a child's life. You never thought about that. You felt safe with him being around your children. After all of this feminine activity, after all of this double-mindedness, after all of these crazy, look, how about this, ladies? How about this? I'm gonna get a lady some game right now. if a if a if you cheat on a man, all right? Let's say you cheat on him and you give him a disease from that. If he takes you back, he's dangerous. If he's willing to take you back, you don't need to be with him. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that every man's gonna respond like this, but there's something wrong with any man that would take a woman back after he did the what's more disrespectful than getting cheated on? What is from a woman being the cheatee and the dude being the person who got cheated on? What more can she do to you, bro? What more can she do to you? That's more disrespectful than slapping somebody. If she walked up to your mom and slapped her in the face right now, that's that's more disrespectful. At least double. And she gave a disease, bruh. If a man, okay, just look at it like this. If you walk up to a man's mother and he does nothing, and he cries about it, he yells at you, and he might bring it up a couple times, maybe for the first couple months, but he doesn't do anything and he still wants to be around you, you should not be with that dude. What kind of nigga, what kind of person is that, bro? What kind of robot is that? What kind of emotionally dead person is that? What kind of person has that little self-respect and masculinity and manhood running through his body that he will want to be with you so much, so desperately? Desperation is dangerous. Say it with me. Desperation is dangerous. Desperation is that. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this light on. Think about this, bro. Where does poverty lead most people? Not most people, the impoverished. But where does poverty lead? Poverty, scarcity, and desperation for resources lead a lot of people. The graveyard, or in prison, or doing something they have no business doing. Being in survival mode. If a dude is desperate for you, he is in survival mode, and people will do anything when they feel like they need to survive. That's not a safe situation. Not at all. Not at all. This is where he probably stalked her. He probably was blowing her up 50, literally 50 times. He probably was downloading them little apps where you can make free phone calls, free Wi-Fi phone calls, and you don't have to use your own number. He was probably making up whole new emails and Facebooks. Feel me? A dangerous person. A dangerous person. A dangerous person. How they didn't find that dude before he did it, I don't know how much time lapsed in between him picking his kids up from the family's house and the actual live stream and the crime. I don't know how much time between those three occurrences took place, but there's no reason they shouldn't have been able to find his kids before he did that. But anyway, I want to talk about one more thing, and then I'm gonna be out. So